Hey y'all, it's Bat. Um, I knew once I got this thing, I really wanted to make a video on it because I think this is a really neat little set, and I think it's good for anyone who saw the Batman movie and are curious about getting into the comics, because that's kind of what this whole set is for. And if y'all don't know, my name is Bat because I really like Batman. It's always sort of been that way. So, um, yeah, uh, that's I know there aren't very many Batman videos on this channel. Uh, that's mainly because I don't know, kind of got out of the whole thing for a little while, but now I'm back to let you know that I'm just as obsessed as I used to be. So, anyways, this is a brand new set. Oh wow, 2020. This is a brand new set, as you can see. Um, this is an extremely nice slipcase with some really nice Jim Lee art. As you can see on the side, it has the Batman logo, and it has the books that come with it, um, and they have them on the back as well. You get Long Halloween, which is a fantastic book. You get Year One, which is also fantastic, and you get Batman Ego, which I've never actually read because it's been out of print for a while now, and eBay scalpers. So, and there you go. There's the three books that you get. Um, and yeah, uh, that's all I can really say about the slipcase. Other than God, it looks beautiful and it looks really good on a shelf. Anyways, let's get the books out, shall we? Okay, so um, there's the box by itself. It's very solid. So I'm sure if you're really crafty, you could probably paint this up and do something with it because I'm sure you could use this to hold any other comics that you want. So go fucking nuts. I'm not that artistically in like I don't really know what the word would be, but I'm not that artistic, or at least in this regard I'm not. So yeah. Anyways, here we go with the three books that you get. Gonna pull them to the side here. So these are all the pretty much the basic printing that, like, if you went to any of your comic stores, you could probably be able to get these exact editions. Though I will say Year One and Long Halloween kind of have like they kind of have like these new materials on the cover, which I really like. This though is like the regular like glossy cover that you normally get for Batman books, or well, DC trades in general. But anyways, I'm gonna quickly I'm just gonna show you these one by one in order of whenever they came out. So I'll be right back. Okay, so the first book that we're taking a look at is Year One. This is a pretty famous Batman comic, as you know, because this was the first time that the origin had been redone for the post-crisis or the post-crisis of DC. If you don't know what that means, basically in the 1980s, oh, that's really good. In the 1980s, there was an event called Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was it wasn't the first DC crisis, but it certainly wouldn't be the last. But anyways, a lot of shit happened in Crisis on Infinite Earths. There was this guy called the Anti-Monitor. Um, Barry Allen died. There was a lot of crazy shit that happened. Wow, that's a beautiful cover as well. And basically, the Golden and Silver Age universes, they were basically sought to be obsolete. And so came the post-crisis. Oh, and the Bronze Age. So Gold and Silver and Bronze Age kind of became just like null and void. But post crisis was basically is what we know now as the modern age. And it all started, or at least for Batman, it all started here. Well, actually, it didn't all start here, but this was basically this was the reset, pretty much, like, so to speak. Um, there's some really great back matter in this, as you can see. That's actually the original page, because unfortunately, like most modern versions of this book, this is recolored. So it doesn't. I mean, the colors are good, needless to say, but these aren't the original colors. So if I had the original issues here, which I wish I did to compare, the color would be different. But anyways, yeah, this was like a whole revitalization of Batman as a character, and it definitely served as a lot of inspiration for the Batman, I'd say, especially its portrayal of Selina Kyle. I think definitely had a lot, um, like, it definitely had a lot to do with this book. But yeah, this is a really phenomenal book. I mean, beautiful art by David Mazzucchelli. And Frank Miller wrote this, and he's not my favorite writer. He's done some pretty shitty things in the past few years. He keeps trying to make new fucking Dark Knight sequels, and they all suck. But this was before he sucked. This was like right after he worked on Daredevil, so he was still in his prime, and he made some good fucking shit. And everyone normally agrees that this is the definitive Batman origin story for the modern age. Um, and you know, I can't disagree. As much as I love Zero Year, yeah, this is basically like the best version that you'd get of that story. So anyways, let's move on to the next book. The next book is the absolute biggest one, because this, unlike Year One, which was only about 4 issues, I believe, this one is a whole fucking 13. But it is absolutely worth it, because dear God, Long Halloween is a fucking phenomenal story. Um, and the art is fucking gorgeous. I love Tim Sale so much. He's made a lot of great shit in his lifetime, including like some of those Marvel books. But good lord, um, is this like this is like some of his best work in my opinion. Uh, as I mentioned, this book is a lot longer than Year One. But I still managed to read this in like 2 hours. I actually the edition that I read I don't have anymore. It was a black and white edition, and I got that mainly because one, it was cheap, and two, it was like the equivalent of having like a cheap artist edition, which was really cool. Or like having one of those like DC Showcase books, except it actually looks good and is not on like really shittily printed newsprint. So, but yeah, but so I've never actually, like, I've seen the colors before, but I haven't actually read this story in color. So this should be interesting to reread. Um, but yeah, this is a fucking fantastic story, and there's definitely a lot that inspired the Batman from this, no doubt. Specifically, I'd say probably the ties between Selina Kyle and Carmine Falcone that actually get more those ties actually are more investigated in the sequels, which I don't have, which are Dark Victory and Haunted Night. Um, and Also the whole like sort of the whole sort of idea of like holiday in this story is kind of like definitely kind of served as some sort of inspiration for the Riddler in the movie. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that definitely inspired this. Um, but yeah, um, Long Halloween, a fucking great book. If you haven't read it, please do. It's very good. All right, final book. So this is really exciting for me. I've always wanted to read Ego. I've never, because since it's been out of print for so that it's fucking bent. You see that? Fucking god damn it. Anyways, I've always wanted to read Ego. And I never had the chance to because this book has been out of print for so fucking long. Yeah, I love Darwin Cook a lot. New Frontier is one of my favorite comic books of all time. Um, and so, yeah, this book is pretty interesting because it doesn't only have Ego. God, that's such a good cover. It doesn't only have Ego, it has other stories as well, such as Selena's Big Score, which is, again, something I've always wanted to read. But yeah, Ego, mainly, in terms of the Batman, it sort of served the purpose of the duality between Bruce Wayne and Batman. Because if you don't know, in Ego, the Batman persona, basically grows into its own beast. It detaches itself from Bruce Wayne, and it's very surreal. It's not really the like your run of the mill story. Yeah, there you go. It's literally detached from Bruce Wayne, which is very interesting, I find, and kind of horrifying, but it really helps. And it definitely it was definitely it definitely served as some inspiration for Robert Pattinson portrayal of Bruce Wayne and Batman. But God, the art in this is fucking gorgeous. Because Darwin Cook makes really gorgeous art. And yeah, it's as you could see, Ego's not a very long story, which is why it was dovetailed with other Darwin Cook stories. God, look at that panel layout. Jesus Christ. I fucking wish Darwin Cook could have made, like, a whole Batman run or some shit. Anyways, I'm spoiling myself, because like I said, I haven't actually read Ego yet. So we're gonna skip straight to, oh, skipped a little too far there. Oh, actually, no, this was a short story for Batman Black and White. I also haven't read this. Oh my god, look at that. Fucking classic Batmobile. Oh, that's so good. Anyways, Batman Black and White is a pretty badass anthology. If you haven't read any of that, it's really good. They bring different writers and artists, and they basically let them go nuts. And it's fucking great. And wow, the reproduction on these are really good. There's a really fun print. Obviously inspired by the new Batman Adventures, as you can tell from all the designs here. Oh, it's so good. I love that. And there's another Batman Adventures cover. Very good. There's Selena's Big Score. Another really great looking book. I really like how like almost abstract this looks. Like it doesn't really look like, oh my god, and the colors. Good lord. This shit's really good. I haven't actually read Selena's Big Score. I'm gonna assume though it probably has like a lot. It probably served as a lot of inspiration for Zoe Kravitz, especially with the design here. But yeah, God, there's not much I can say about this one because I haven't actually read it, but it's so nice to finally have a copy of this that I didn't spend like $100 for on eBay. Because like I said, this has been out of print for a while, and unfortunately, this is the only fucking way you can get it too, which kind of pisses me off in a way, but at the same time, I'm just fortunate to have actually grabbed this. So yeah, Ego and Other Tales. The only other thing that I wish was included in this was the Batman and the Spirit crossover. I know that probably wouldn't have been possible. Well, no, actually, it totally would have been possible because fucking, damn it. Yeah, I really do wish this was in here. But anyways, yeah, fucking phenomenal. So anyways, let's move on to the final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts. This is a really good collection. I'd say if you've never read anything Batman, these three are probably really great places to start, honestly. Because, you know, year one, you get the origin. Long Halloween is just a really, like, interesting, drawn-out story, which also serves as a new origin for Harvey Dent. So there's that as well. And Ego is just a fucking fascinating, like almost psychoanalysis of Batman as a character, and the fact that like the Batman like side of Bruce Wayne grows like its own consciousness is just it's creepy, but it's really fucking cool. Um, so yeah, honestly, um, if you can find this anywhere, you should totally get it. Because this is a great way to get some great stories. Um, it's it's a little pricey, I get. Well, actually, no. In terms of something like this, it's not that pricey. It's about $63, 67 after tax. That's at least what I paid for it, and I'd argue it's worth it. Like, honestly, this is a really great way to to like get a good introduction to Batman as a character. Um, and it's a pretty cost effective way too, especially with fucking Ego being like out of print forever. Um, well, hopefully after the success of the Batman and the fact that Pattinson mentioned it in like an interview or something, maybe DC will be smart and actually fucking reprint it. 1 second, please. Okay, sorry. The way I put these back in was really bothering me. But anyways, yeah, I highly recommend this set. If you could find it. Like if this is at your like local, like if you have a local comic store and you've always been confused of where to get, like where your entry point into Batman should be, this box set is perfect for someone like you. Um, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. Because, well, for one, I don't own any of these stories, so there's that. And two, it's just a really good set overall, and I think for the price, you're getting what you paid for. So, yeah, that's really all else I can say. Um, if you want to pick this up, um, definitely check your local comic store. If you don't find it there, um, I'd prefer not to plug Amazon, but if that's your only that's your only leeway for stuff like this, then sure, check Amazon, check eBay if you can. And just like I mean, I would also recommend checking just regular like places like maybe you can find it on like cheapgraphicnovels.com. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, this is a fantastic set for anyone who wants to get acquainted with the character of the Batman or just really enjoyed the movie and was like, "Hey, I want to read some of this stuff now." Well, this is where you should start. I highly recommend this is exactly where you should start. Um my friend Wyatt actually they haven't read too many Batman comics, or at least what I'm aware. But they read basically all of these lately and have been like hooked on the character. So if that's any indicator, yeah, this is a great first set to get. And then, you know, from here, I guess you can branch out. Like, if you really enjoy Long Halloween, you could get Haunted Night and Dark Victory. If you really enjoyed Year One, you should look into some of the runs around that time. Or check out shit like, I don't know, like Dark Knight Returns. Even though Dark Knight Returns is like super different from everything else, I'd still recommend it. It's still a pretty good book. Um, and then, unfortunately, if I had something to plug with Cook, I would. Other than New Frontier, because I'll always plug New Frontier because it's fucking phenomenal. But if but like, yeah, if you're not really interested in the whole scale of the DC universe, though, then yeah, New Frontier is probably not a great place for you to go. Um, God, I really wish Darwin Cook would have done a Batman run or something in his lifetime. Rest in peace, man. But anyways, yeah, really great set. Get it, for fuck's sake. If you don't, I will come to your house. Okay, bye-bye.